Right people, what's happening? So, we're going to cover in this video Micheál Martin and Simon the Snakes Harris's response to the Ballymena situation. They pumped out their response through the state-funded, i.e. the tax-funded propaganda machine that is Virgin Media and RTE News, right? And from the offset, straight away, they pushed the narrative that it was a racist base retaliation, right? No. They did not mention once about the girls that were attacked up there by the new to the parish. They're trying to push this narrative. If you go against their global elitist plan to flood European countries and our country with these unvetted lunatics, this is what happens. They label you far right, racist. It's like they're going to bring in these hate speech laws and you can't turn around and call them a loony lefty. Or you can't turn around and call them rainbow people. You can't insult them or offend them or say anything against them, right? And you're classed as hate speech, trying to stir up trouble, blah, 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 trying to incite hate, trying to incite violence, right? But in the same sentence, they can turn around and they class us as far right. They class us as racist. They class us as fascists, bigots, all that stuff. That's all derogatory words towards us. So the same laws that they're trying to bring in to protect themselves, they can still turn around and call us all this stuff. What's like, where does the buck stop like? Can I bring Simon Harris or Micheál or any of them to court for referring to me and people like me as racist? When in reality we're just people standing up for our beliefs and our way of life and our Irish sovereignty and the way things are going in the country. Not one time did the two of them people address the situation that was the whole precursor to why it kicked off in Ballymena. Not one of them ever mentioned the girls that were attacked. The girls' families took to the streets and brought it to our attention. Other than that, it wouldn't have been brought to our attention and would have been one of many situations that these and people like these are trying to brush under the carpet to push their one agenda of filling the countries of Europe up to fatten their pockets and to try to take our freedoms from us. That is the end goal for these left lunatics. They're trying to take our speech, they're trying to take our land, they're trying to take everything belonging to us that we do not have a say. They want us to be subservient and bow down to them. And me for one, I'm not going to be subservient, bow down to them. They're not going to restrict my speech. They can say what they want about me and bring me to court and charge me hate speech this, hate speech that. I am not committing hate speech. Me and others are not committing hate speech. We are committing free speech. And we are talking about what we see and what is happening in front of us. You're not singing from the same hymn sheet. What you're trying to do to us and class as what we're saying is hate speech. When you do it in return, it's not classed as hate speech in your eyes. Double standards like. Have a good day, you pack of sausages. Micheál Martin, Simon Harris, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Giant Coalition, pack of animals. Push your narratives. The people are wide awake. The people know what you're about and we know what's happening. Have a good day, you two absolute wired backwards reptilian sausages. Chuck your law. And Mary Lou, you're a sausage too. You're wired backwards reptilian sausage too.
Very saddened and horrified by what's happening, that people should be attacked in such a manner, that such violence should manifest itself in the way it has, and it's a sad day, and I would appeal to all involved to desist, to back off, to allow people to live in peace and in harmony, irrespective of creed or colour. And race and ethnicity and so on. I mean, we are a multicultural world, and this is a regressive sort of backward approach and a level of hostility that we haven't experienced for some time. We would support the PSNI and support all right-thinking people in both condemning the violence but also doing everything we possibly can to bring calm back to the situation.
This time in Portadown, what's your thoughts on what's going on in Red Cross Northern Ireland?
Well, the first thing I want to do is extend my solidarity to the people of Northern Ireland in relation to the rioting and the bigotry and the racism that we have seen. I want to say this: I don't think there's any part of this island or these islands that are immune from the risk of such behaviour. I send my full solidarity to all those who've been impacted, particularly the reports that I'm reading in relation to the number of PSNI officers who were injured overnight. Men and women going about their job, doing their job, keeping people safe, of course should never ever be targeted. I welcome the fact that across the political spectrum in Northern Ireland there has been a significant condemnation for racism, for bigotry, for violence, and none of which have any place in any society.
This time